Kidnap is an action thriller starring Halle Berry, and it's kind of a fun film at times, but you can really see the pitching room when you're watching this movie. You know exactly how they pitched it, and it's kind of interesting, but it's not a great film. So when watching this film, you can really see how the people pitching this went into the room and said, okay, we're going to have a movie like Taken, but with the mom. And when the mom sees a little kid get taken, she's going to get in her minivan and chase after the kidnappers all through the city and get all these cool action car chases in a minivan. It'll be so cool. And then, it's just like, you can feel that, because when you examine some things about the story, it really doesn't make sense. Because first off, the movie starts with Halle Berry is a waitress in a diner, and every customer she has there sucks. And it's just so over the top. Like, when I first started watching it, I was like, ugh, I almost want to leave. I don't really care about this at all. But thankfully that seems not too long. But it seems like it's still Halle Berry, even if you ugly her up a bit. Like, they don't go full monster like with Charlize Theron. She's still Halle Berry. It doesn't really quite make sense for her to be a really poor waitress. And also, like, with her having a minivan, it doesn't really make sense. I know it feels like they want to have a minivan, but that would be the pitch for the film. Because when you think about it, Halle Berry has one kid, Frankie, played by Sage Carrera, and she has a wage of a waitress. She's divorced from her husband, and like, how would she have a van? I mean, a van is pretty expensive, a minivan, and she has one kid. Like, she could have just had a car. But that doesn't really matter. But it's a funny thing I thought about. And you also have this goofy setup where when they go to the park and the kid's kidnapped, and like, she's on the phone with her lawyer because her husband is trying to claim full custody of the kid. And it's just really heavy-handed, that sort of stuff. But at the same time, like, they could have done more with it. Like, if you wanted to play off the whole single mom, trying to keep her kid, and then worried about, even if she does rescue the kid, maybe the dad will claim that, she's unfit a parent. But they never do anything with that. And they also, she only once calls her ex-husband, and at least leaves a message on his answering machine. And I think that's, a lost possibility that they could have examined more. Like, if the husband actually picked up the phone and told her, no, don't interfere, just stay at the police station, let them do their jobs. And, like, he didn't want her to go after him or something like that. Or he blamed her. They could have done something interesting with that, but they didn't want to. And, so much of this film is a car chase. And it's so one note that even when there are moments that are cool, it just doesn't have a progression. It was like if it had more of an intro to the character in the beginning, or like something more to it. Or like, the movies like that do this really well, that balls to the wall, never stop. Movies like The First Taken and Running Scared. They're both like some of my favorite films that are like just balls to the wall action that never stops. And they're both about kids being taken, or and they could have done something like that, but at a certain point when you get to know the people that kidnapped their kid, they're just like white trash, and they're not interesting at all. And there's there's multiple times like Halle Berry is like almost gonna get him, and then there's like, oh, I put your kid out the car door, I'm gonna drop him if you don't go away, bye. And then at a certain point, to prevent them from threatening her by putting her kid out the door, she like crashes into the car multiple times, and even hammers the side of the car to make it so that he can open this door. And it's like, you know, your kid is in there. If you do any more of that, you're gonna kill your kid while you're trying to rescue him. And it's too one note for me for the whole film. And then when you get towards the end, when you see like their operation and they have like what they're doing, like some of the stuff doesn't really make sense. Like, you know, the idea that there's a child slavery ring or something that they send the kids to across the different countries. And it's just, you know, if you had the different kidnappers maybe, but they do not look like they're very intelligent, or they would know how to set up things. But, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, it's a dumb, action flick about a mom having her kid kidnapped, and she goes after him because the police can't do it. The police can't rescue him in time. And, you know, she goes to the police station and sees all the missing pictures. And then, like, at the moment you think, she is really wreaking havoc throughout the city. And, like, how many people died or were injured with you trying to get your kid back? And I think, you know, when they were making this film, they realized that our potential death count is getting pretty high. Should we address that in any way? And there's one scene where this woman is just randomly is hit by the kidnapper and it's in the road, and a random person driving doesn't notice the person in the road, so she like pulls in front of the person and takes the impact in her car. And it's like, okay, yeah, okay, you know, you're not trying to kill people, you're trying to help people, okay. And it's just a funny little scene. Yeah, the whole movie just felt a little cheap. Like, but it had some fun action at times. And, you know, it does give that, you know, power trip. And, you know, like seeing more women in those kind of movies. Like, usually, these kind of movies, they give, like, the single dad power trip. You know, like the Taken movies. And, you know, given the single mom power trip, it's kind of cool. But, you know, it could have been done better. Like, I'd probably give it, like, a 6.5 or 6 out of 10. You know, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you're looking for some dumb fun, you probably might enjoy it. But, thanks for watching. You can check out my other reviews around my head or subscribe to me over here. Thanks.